Is Brice Wiggins, a candidate for the 4th Congressional District, Senator Wiggins, District 52. Good morning, sir. How are you? Can you hear me?
Paul, how are you doing?
I'm good. Little throat issue this morning, but yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me now? Here we go.
Yeah.
Good job. Alexander Graham Bell.
Yeah, I'm coming to you from our war room, so thank you very much.
It does look like a war room. Did you just put that up? Did you just put that up for us, or was that there? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Is it a map of strategy where you're going, where you've been?
Yes and yes. I mean, we've been people know us. We've been going door to door, knocking on doors, and people have followed our Walking with Wiggins on our social media. And it shows all the people we've been meeting and the hard work we're putting in. So, yes, it's a little bit of both. But behind me is the map of Jones County. I guess I should do it this way. Jones County. Yeah. And then you have Pearl River County, and you have Harrison County and all the other ones. So,
while off here, I have a lot of phone calls during the day and read a lot. And I may be misinterpreting this. But I think the dissatisfaction rate as far as the incumbents maybe is higher in your district now than I've seen in a while. So this is going to be one of the interesting races.
Yeah, Paul, and you are correct. I can tell you I've met probably thousands of people in this campaign one-on-one, and they are so dissatisfied with D.C., and you use the word incumbents, and that's correct. They're dissatisfied with D.C. They are believe that they're out of touch. The most, I guess, sad thing or the saddest thing is that they see D.C. and the incumbents as not looking out for them, as putting themselves above those they represent. And that's not what we're about. I talk about on my website on bricewiggins.ms servant leadership. And people are yearning for public officials in D.C. to actually put those they represent above themselves. And I'll say this. I was on LOX yesterday, and I was asked a question kind of similar to what you said. And I said, look, this isn't anybody's seat. This is the people's seat. And the people have a right every 2 years to decide who is going to represent them. Nobody is owed the seat. This isn't Brice Wiggins' seat. This isn't Stephen Palazzo's seat. This isn't anybody's seat but the people. And the people have a right to choose.
So where do you think your opponent, the incumbent, where do you think his greatest failings have been?
Paul, first, this is about us. It's about us and our campaign and what we can do. That being said, to answer your questions, I can tell you what I've heard. One is they don't see him. He isn't accountable. And by the way, it's not just me that says that. It's the other opponents in this race too. Look, we've had at least three debates down here in the 4th District. One in Pass Christian, one in Ocean Springs, and one in, I think, Long Beach. Mr. Palazzo never showed up. And he actually told the Republican club of Harrison County and Jackson County that he was involved in a committee hearing, and literally at the same time it was posted on social media that he was in Starkville. People are tired of elected officials taking advantage of them. Number two is, yes, he's got his ethics issues, but it's really more than that. It's people feel like the job's not being done. Paul, you know this. This is the district that at one point gave us Trent Lott, Majority Leader of the U.S. Senate. We have Ingalls Shipbuilding, which makes 70% of the world's Navy. We have Keesler Air Force Base, which was voted the best Air Force base to be at by the personnel. We have Camp Shelby. We have Southern Miss. Man, at one point we were telling D.C. what to do, and now D.C. is telling us what to do, and people are ready for leadership in the 4th District.
Brice, when you start looking at a party that is not in power, there's limited things you can do, but you always must. You have to have these. You have to have the I guess you have to have the teamwork of the GOP to do all that you can do, almost in a defensive method until you do get control. When we get to the midterms and the Republicans are in charge, hopefully, pray to God, what committees do you want to serve on should you be elected?
Well, thanks for asking that question. I'll answer that question this way. Jerry St. Pé, who is the lead, has been the head of Ingalls Shipbuilding and was for decades, has endorsed our campaign, and he did it from day one. And he said, and I quote, that we need leadership in armed services and appropriations. And that's coming from Jerry St. Pé, who understands really how things work in D.C. And so I think those are two extremely important committees. And to your point about taking over the House, yes, let's pray that that happens. All indications is that we are going to do that. But the question goes, what are we going to do when we have it? Because the last time Republicans had all the branches of government, they gave it up because they couldn't handle it. And let me say this, when I came into the state Senate, my first year, Republicans controlled the House of Representatives by one vote. Since that time, Republicans has taken a supermajority. We passed the largest tax cut in Mississippi history. We passed previous tax cuts, largest teacher pay raise, got rid of the deficits in Medicaid, and balanced the budget. I mean, that's how you're supposed to handle those things. And so I'm looking forward to stepping in and doing it. And by the way, I'm the only one in this race that can step in and make things happen. I know the appropriations process. I was vice chairman of appropriations in the I'm a current appropriations member and vice chairman at one time. I handled the Medicaid budget, as you know, which was the single largest budget item. People are ready for something to be done, and I can do that when we get the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I think one of the things people who know politics in the state of Mississippi, in a small state like we are, they want their congressmen, as far as senators as well, but they certainly want their representatives to get in there as a congressman and build up a seniority as much as possible, get on good committees, and when they continue he or she climbing that ladder, they understand that power is going to transfer to something they need in the state of Mississippi. I haven't mentioned this morning, but go ahead, sir.
I was just going to say, Paul, I think historically that's been right. But let me say this. I think times are changing, okay? I think you don't have to wait as long as you once did, particularly with the advent of social media. And
I agree with that.
We're video streaming. And when I entered the Mississippi Senate, look, I heard that, oh, you got to wait your turn. You got to do that. No, I jumped in. I met with chairman. I had somebody tell me, said, Brice, I've never seen anybody get in the middle of it as a freshman senator. And let me say this. I think people recognize that. Governor Tate Reeves, who was lieutenant governor at the time, appointed me chairman of Ports and Marine Resources. I was one of only two freshmen out of a class of 20 people almost to be named chairman. And then I became the first ever chairman of Medicaid in the Senate. And so I think actually, if you can show you can do the job, you're going to be rewarded, which really is what America's all about, to be honest.
Yeah. Brice, we thank you for joining us, sir. Wish we had more time. We thank you. Congratulations or good luck on the rest of the campaign.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.